They never wanted you to see this, not because it's dangerous, but because it would wake you up. There is a path so old, it predates all religion, so powerful, it could fracture the illusion you live in, and so forgotten that even those who guard it no longer remember what they guard. This path has no name, but ancient mystics called it the Ark, the God Ark, not because it leads you to a god, but because it leads you to the part of yourself that was made in the image of one. They buried it, they mocked it, they rewrote history so you'd never look for it, but the symbols are still there, etched into the bones of your memory, hidden in plain sight, waiting for you to see again. Every great civilization encoded it, in pyramids, in temples, in myth. The Ark was never a weapon. It was a remembrance, a force within, the link between your body, your will, and the divine intelligence beyond. But as empires rose, this wisdom became threat. To rule the outer world, they had to cloud the inner one. So they turned power into dogma, insight into hierarchy, initiation into control. And you were taught the myth, but not the meaning. You were shown the symbols, but not the source, until now, because deep within you, a spark still remembers. It's why you feel the tension, the pull, the knowing that this world is not all there is. The Ark was never something outside of you. It was never a map, a relic, or a ritual. It is a pattern, woven into your soul. A sacred structure of power, memory, and divine function. You don't need to find the Ark. You are the Ark, the curve of your spine, the fire in your thoughts, the pulse behind your eyes. All of it carries the imprint. When the ancients spoke of the divine image, they weren't talking about your appearance. They were pointing to the architecture of your being. The Ark is the bridge between your human form and the infinite intelligence behind all things. And every time you silence the noise and listen inward, a piece of that bridge returns. You don't awaken the Ark by searching outward. You awaken it by remembering inward. There is a war happening, but not out there. It's inside, in your attention, your emotion, your focus. Shadow systems compete for your mind. They want your energy scattered, your thoughts reactive, your purpose forgotten. Because when you remember who you are, you stop being a puppet. You become a force. The battle isn't between nations. It's between awareness and amnesia, between choice and conditioning. And every moment you reclaim your presence, every time you redirect your mind, you take back power. This isn't just spiritual, it's strategic. Awareness is your sword. Stillness is your shield. And when you bring them together, you become the warrior the Ark always knew you were. You were born with tools, but no one told you how to use them. Visualization, intention, breath, sacred silence. These aren't trends, they are technologies of the soul. In ancient times, they were taught in temples, passed down from masters to initiates. Now, they're dismissed, buried under distraction, but they still work, and they're still yours. Every focused breath is a signal. Every clear intention is a blueprint. Every silence is a doorway. You don't need permission to remember. You only need the willingness to try, because these aren't new, they are old. And they're waiting for the one who finally realizes, I was never powerless, I was untrained. You don't need more motivation, you need inner command. The ability to say, this is where my mind goes, this is what I allow, this is who I become. Most people live like open windows, letting any thought, fear, or influence in. But you were built to choose. to direct, to declare. This is the power they fear, not violence, not rebellion, but internal sovereignty. Because a mind in command cannot be programmed, a soul aligned cannot be manipulated, and a human who remembers can no longer be ruled. Awakening the Ark isn't about becoming something new. It's about finally commanding what's always been within you. You were never meant to live like this, half awake, half alive, half aware. The system taught you to trade your attention for noise, your intuition for validation, your knowing for permission. You were taught how to obey, but never how to observe. This is not an accident. The Ark isn't missing. It's been buried under programming. Every scroll, every screen, every scrolling screen is designed to keep you numb, distracted, reactive. Because if you ever stopped, even for a moment, you'd feel it. The deep hum beneath the noise, the signal beyond the signal. The Ark doesn't need you to change who you are. It needs you to pause, long enough to remember. The truth was never erased. It was encrypted, in myth, in art, in sacred geometry, in the spiral, the triangle, the mirror. These symbols were not decorations. They were instructions. Instructions for activating the Ark within you. The spiral teaches you to move inward, to move upward. The triangle shows the balance between body, mind, and soul. The mirror reminds you everything you seek already lives in you. The priesthoods knew this, but they locked it away in temples and rituals. They turned it into mystery, to keep it from becoming memory. But now, the code is waking, and the symbols are starting to speak again. Not just in temples, but in dreams, in synchronicity, in the moments you can no longer explain, but deeply feel. The God Ark is not a story. It's a structure, a sacred design buried within your being. It has no religion, no flag, no dogma. It speaks in silence. It breathes through symbols. And when you touch it, even for a moment, it changes everything. The world becomes a mirror. The body becomes a temple. And time becomes a choice. You don't find the Ark, you recognize it. Like an ancient home you'd forgotten. And once you do, you can never go back to sleep. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are waking up, and that's the most powerful thing you can do in a world built to keep you asleep. This video wasn't an accident. It's a signal, a memory, a key, a whisper from the part of you that has never forgotten. Return to your breath. Return to your clarity. Return to the command of your own soul. Because you are the Ark, you are the code, and you are the one they feared would remember. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now.